G'day everyone, welcome back to Meatball Garage, and today we're going to do the fuel sender on my XW Fairmont. I'm going to show you what I've got to chuck in the car, because we're not just going to do the sender, but we're going to do the fuel line as well. So first up, I've got a Rare Spares sender unit. You can get these for standard tanks or Bathurst tanks. This is a 1/2-inch sender, and I've got a 1/2-inch sender because at some point in this car's life, it's going to have more power. And what's in there at the moment is the little 5/16 sender that was standard with this was a 302 car, so it would have been a 302 fuel line. I've also got this here 1/2-inch aluminium fuel line. Now you can buy pre-bent XWXY Falcon fuel line in 1/2-inch 3/8, which is what's on a GT, or 5/16. Now the problem with that is it's about $250 and it's about 4 meters long, so I don't know how you get that home unless you chucked it in a van or a ute. But this stuff's only $60 and apparently you can bend it quite easily, and Knackers, who's going to come past soon, is going to show us exactly how. I've also got some 1/2-inch fuel hose. Now this will go from the sender to the line, and then from the line to the fuel pump. A couple of hose clamps, and some of these things which I think are called P-clamps. These P-clamps, which will be used to like hold the fuel line up against the bottom of the car. The first job we have to do though, to avoid a monumental environmental mess in the shed, is to try and pump as much juice as I can out of the fuel tank. I've got here this little hand pump. It works pretty good. It just takes a sweet ass time to siphon out. So let's just keep cracking in with that. I reckon the tank's nearly empty. We've pumped it for a good, some time. Knackers is here. He's got a spare change of clothes, but it won't be necessary.
We say that now.
Because I'm going to do all the dirty shit stuff, because, yeah, he doesn't know it yet, but he's probably going to assemble most of that motor back there at some point. Yeah. What we've got to do now is take the wheels off, the wheels on this side, which is where the fuel rail runs, get it up in the air. I reckon we've got to rip the old line off first and then try and get that sender out, and hopefully there's less than like 4 litres of juice in there. Because I can deal with a 4 litre spill. That'll be fine. It'll evaporate in no time. So how much Dave just went bang underneath the vehicle?
I reckon a grand total of about 50 mils.
That's fantastic.
And if you'd like to know where it is, it's right there.
You got to just turn that with the screwdriver. And I think you get all new stuff in the kit too, actually.
I think you get a new gasket.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Here comes the old... Well, it's not really that old. It's a 3/8 sender. It's about 4 years old. And out she comes.
It's full of fuel, mate.
Fair dinkum. Oh, there you go.
The float's failed.
There you are. Well, it's good. Well, it's bad, but it's good because it means that the new one will fix it.
So that would always sit at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what it did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it always looks like you're empty.
Well, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Well, as silly as it sounds, I'm happy with that because it justifies all the shit that I've purchased. Because if that wasn't broken and it still didn't work, it'd be something wrong with the dash and I would fucking set this thing on fire. The amount of arsing about I've done with this dashboard and all its gauges. That's good. That's a win. Happy with that. So what are we doing now? We're just getting that line out.
Yep. Pulling out 15 million P-clips. See if we can get the actual hose out of the car. Because it's not fashionable to have too many hoses in the car.
Do you reckon we could that exhaust could be tucked up better?
It could go higher.
Yep.
You probably can't get, you might be able to get 1/2 inch out of it. It's probably about all you'll get out of it. But
still 1/2 inch in a game of inches is a lot.
Not many people would say no to an extra 1/2 inch.
So here's your factory fuel line, and I think it is factory all along the side there. We've undone the line from the back of the car to the front of the car. Looking pretty, yeah. I called it the last video. It's looking a bit Pete Murray, which is one of yours, mate.
It is, in fact, mine.
Bit Pete Murray, bit seen better days. We have a nice crimp here. Right there, the line is crimped. And we just swat some mossies away. Yeah, that would have been a nice restriction. Have a look at that. That is a cracker. So there was a pretty bad crimp at the rear before I had this dyno years ago, and they replaced that at the shop. But I don't reckon they would have seen that coming. That is a cracker. Here's the line out, draining it in the pan.
You look at that and you go, oh yeah, that's pretty small. Then you look at that.
Look at that. Whoops-a-daisy.
And yeah, that's not good.
Job done, out. Have a look at the rest of the system here. It's just one big straight line. I don't know where they get that picture of the one online. There's a lot of bends and all the bullshit in it.
It follows the floor pan exactly.
Yeah. You don't really need that.
No.
You do if you're doing a Concours vehicle, but that'll do. The bits at the end where it goes from the pickup into the line and from the line into the fuel pump are the most critical parts. That's where all the bendy bits go, and that's where you're going to get your potential crimps.
No, that's 5/16. That's 3/8.
That's 3/8.
It goes over the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's 1/2 inch.
bugger me. And there's your 1/2 inch one there. So that's doesn't sound like much, but yeah, that is going to give a shitload more volume of juice. And it's got a different
sock on it too.
sock on it, yeah. Yeah, just chuck him there. You can light him on fire later.
New seal.
New seal, so that all comes in your kit, guys.
And that goes on first. Seal.
Yeah, seal first.
Seal first.
Then sender.
Seal, sender.
Then the ring.
Locking ring.
All right, let's whack it in. Just so you know, that seal has to go on first like this when you're chucking that in. Gently as she does it. We're in, we're positive.
Yeah. It's got a lump.
Yep.
And then a stop.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to go over the lump and sit in this spot
Oh,
here.
yes.
And that's what stops it from
Popping out again.
dropping out again. Like that.
Boom.
Hang on.
Yeah, that should do it. Doesn't need too much. Bingo, bango.
That's it.
Job done.
Send her in,
Thank you, bloke.
so to speak. All right, now we just need to do the hard part.
Yeah. Just as a visual, guys, we've just laid this fuel line out. And that is plenty. That was 6 metres and it was $60, I think. So, what, $10 a metre. Dave's just doing the bend. So you probably could use a bender, but have a look at that. You just need a steady hand.
Gentle persuasion.
Gentle persuasion.
A level of patience. Not normally associated with motor vehicles.
No, not at all. Right, just quick update on proceedings, everyone. It's a bit hard to... Well, look, it's night here, so we're trying to get the job done, so sorry you haven't seen too much of the action, but yeah, Dave's done a pretty bloody good job here. So we've got it running through here, into here, and she's poking out a little bit there, which will be enough to put the hose on. Now we've gone over here. We think there's plenty of protection in that part of the vehicle. Look, a lot of this is exposed, so I don't think anything's going to hit there, and I think, look, people probably do that anyway, so whatever. Whatevs. We've got it running along here as such, and then this piece of genius here is just running up this piece here, coming right down there, and Knackers has got it pretty bloody close to the sender, which is really, really good. So we're only going to be using a teeny tiny bit of fuel line. There you go. There's probably what?
Probably 4 inches.
Probably 4 inches of fuel line back there.
100 mil.
That's pretty good, mate. So let's keep buttoning this up. We've just secured the line in here over the exhaust. And this stuff, you're right, mate, this is so easy to bend. So it's, yeah, $60 or $250. Choice is yours. Depends if you want concourse or not. That's not concourse, but like I said, don't give a shit because it'll be functional. And you won't see it.
Ever.
That's right, ever. You won't see ever, so who cares? This is our end result at the rear of the vehicle. That's all shielded up nicely. We've got our tiny bit of hose there. I probably could have bought a metre and gotten away with it, but that's okay. I've got extra hose. That's excellent. The less hose, the better, is what everyone seems to say, Knackers.
Yep.
So that is as less hose as you can get, I reckon. So we just got to make sure that's nice and tight. Oh, yeah, there's heaps to go in there. And I'll button this up and we'll look at the front, and then that's it. So that's as far as we got the other night because I was missing a fitting. So here's my fuel pump, and it doesn't have a removable fitting on the inlet side. It's like a cast on or pressed on bit. So I needed a fitting which would be a barb adapter going from the new 1/2 inch fuel line, new 1/2 inch fuel hose into the 3/8 fuel line and 3/8 fuel hose here, which I have acquired. Good old VPW. This is what I've got. Didn't cost much. And now I can make up that little section of hose and fuel her up. And just so you know, I went out and purchased some new fuel hose, not transmission line. Yeah, I've got a metre of it. I'll need like that much. But sometimes that much is just enough. Here we are, guys and gals. This is what the hose ended up looking like. Not too bad. I did need to use a bit of boiling water on the 3/8 to get that over the barb. It was pretty tight, but that's good. It means it's probably not going to leak, so happy with that. Went overboard with the hose clamps, just like at the back. It did slip a little bit, so I just chucked another one on the aluminium fuel line, and I had to use one of the original hose clamps, one of the really teeny tiny ones down here, because the other one was just too big, no matter how much I cut it away. So now I need to fill the vehicle with petroleum and start it and check for leaks, and if there is no leaks, we are done and I can go and eat my dinner. Watch for leaks down there for us, will you? Going to bed. Fuck this tonight. Welcome back to Underneath the Vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. And upon sleeping on my conundrum and talking to a few people, I have learnt a couple of things. The first is that this O-ring really needs to be seated right in here, and you've got to use something like a bit of all-purpose grease or RTV or something like that to keep it in place whilst this sender goes on. So I didn't do that before, and I don't think Knackers did or thought about it either. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that you see these tabs here, the one tab here, tab here, tab here. Generally what people do is they give them a little tap in, just a gentle tap in, towards the tank, so they're applying a little bit more pressure on the securing ring when it's on. So I'm going to do both of those things, and hopefully we should be fucking good as gold. I don't have any all-purpose grease, but I've got this white grease, or it was white anyway, at the time of purchase. And look, really, it's only there to be used to locate the, what do you call that thing? The O-ring. So I'm going to get it all over my hands and just chuck it around me like so. And it's not going to go in the tank and contaminate my juice. I could have probably put this on the O-ring rather than on this thing. Actually, no, this works better because that way I don't get the sender all mucky and dirty. Should that do it? What do you reckon? You reckon that'll do it? Just going to tap these tabs in just a tiny bit. Oh, cop an eye full of that, mate. Oh, I should have worn my friggin' safety glasses under here. Okay. Pop that in place. Oh, look at that, stay put. Oh, it's going to make all the difference. Look at that. And that just goes. Lovely. Oh, look how good it seals up there, you bloody ripper. Oh, it's crap in my eyes. That is on there. Anyway, let's just tighten that clamp up and then try for the third time. Third and luckiest time, I reckon, and we'll have this thing sorted. Oh, what a dirty, dirty mess from underneath this vehicle. All right, pour in the petrol. All right, don't do me wrong. That is the whole jerry can. It's about, say, 18 litres. Looking good. Yeah, let's go for broke. Let's chuck the other tank of juice in. I declare those jerry cans empty, and
That's looking pretty good to me. Doesn't look like she's going to leak or spill.
that's good. I'm going to let that sit for a little while and just see if anything comes out. I'll grab the key and try the gauge now to see if the gauge registers anything. And if that works, then that's a win. And then we just need to fire it up, check for leaks. And we're good to go. Then I can start on all the other jobs. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Boom. Dun-dun-dun. Come on. Oh, that is going so slowly. Come on. What I really need to do is fill this thing up. But I might pump some juice out of the GT, given it's got like 100 and something litres in it. See what another 20 litres does. Okay, so I've robbed a little bit of juice from the old man's car, and I'll level out the car as well. It was a bit higher on the front passenger side, so it would have been sitting like this, if that makes sense, which means the juice would have been in this back corner, kind of, or away from this bit. So I'm hoping to see a bit more movement. Turn it on. There we are, it's moving a bit quicker this time. Come on, let's see a quarter. Surely I've got a quarter of a tank in there. So I've left this for a while, and that, to me, is a nice solid, you can see me in the reflection, nice solid quarter of a tank. Do your maths. Look, they're never super accurate like they are on newer cars, and even newer cars aren't super accurate. But as long as it goes to full when I fill it up, I'll be happy, and I won't know that until I get it on the ground and drive it. Future Mark here. Tell you what, it worked beautifully. Look how full that gauge is after a quick fill. Bloody marvellous. Before I do that, I've got to start it up and test for leaks, so that's next. Nothing here. Yeah, so far so good. Might just give it a squirt. Get whatever's in the bowls in there, maybe you can suck it up. Running like arse, but it's running. Alright, now that it's running, let's have a look. Looks okay. Looks good. Looks alright. Doesn't look moist or anything here. Looks pretty good to me. Cinder looks clean. Do you like my little protectors? Because I knew this thing was going to run like arse. I put those on those towels so they didn't get covered in absolute shit. Because, yeah, this thing's running rich, guys. Really, really rich, and I've got to figure out why, and that's going to be the next job on Meatball Garage. So we're done. I'm happy with that. Fuel system's ace. Thanks, Knackers, who helped me with the line. As you figured out, I'm not a mechanic. I'm still figuring my way around how to do a lot of this stuff, and look, hopefully you're getting something out of watching my journey and watching me suss some of this shit out. So the next episode on this will probably be working out why the hell it's running so rich. I've got a couple of parts for the carb I'm going to try out and see if that can help out. So stay tuned. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you're still watching by this stage. If you want to see some dodgy travel, make sure you check out my other channel as well. It's pretty cool, I reckon. And take it easy, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Chicka ciao.